Now, the second part to inequalities, in addition to knowing the symbols, is you need to understand the graphs. While an equation is known for having one solution, if we get that x is 5, x can only be 5. The thing about an inequality is that it technically has an infinite number of solutions. This means that it's going to be all numbers, all decimals, integers, fractions, everything that are more than, less than, sometimes including a specific value. So if I said that minimum wage is $7.25, that means that I can make $7.25, $7.26, $7.27, $7.28. Minimum means it has to be that amount or above it. So that's what it means when it says sometimes including. And then it goes into the second paragraph, talks about the symbol being underlined. If the symbol is not underlined, then the value is not included. Whereas if the symbol is underlined, the value is included. If it's not included, it's going to be an open circle, and if it is included, it's going to be a closed circle. Now, the last paragraph goes into this equal sign with a line through it, and pretty much that means it's going to be everything but that value. It can be any number in the world, positive, negative, decimal fraction, anything, but it just cannot be that value. Okay? You won't see it this year, but I just kind of want to give you that little bit of trivia just to help you become more intelligent, young ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go into the graphs. Just like when we graphed with the number lines for modeling integers, here we have some number lines. I've drawn them on. You're going to fill them in. So we're going to start with, first let's label it. So place 7 somewhere on your graph. Doesn't matter which one. And we're given the phrase x is less than 7. So what that means is that x is going to be all numbers less than 7. So we have an open circle at 7. And then we're going to have a line or an arrow going all the way down, shading, if you will, everything that is less than 7. So we use an open circle because we don't want it to include 7. We just want everything less than 7. And then we shade the arrow as well because the arrow indicates that it's going to go on forever and ever. And so by shading the arrow, you're saying, yeah, it's going to shade in. It's going to mean all those numbers less than 7. So create your number line again. Doesn't matter where 7 is. And it says that x is greater than 7. This means we want all numbers more than 7. So first, we need an open circle at 7. We know we want it to be an open circle because we are not including 7. We're doing everything more than 7. So we're going to shade everything to the right that is more than 7. Now, if you look at the symbol on the first one, it was less than, and notice that we shaded to the left, and on the second one, it was greater than, and we shaded to the right. Kind of makes an arrow indicating which way to shade. This little trick will only work if you have the letter on the left. If the letter is not on the left, it will not work. Now let's take this and look at the other two symbols that are underlined. X, or in this case, we're going to need to recreate our number lines again. So we have that x is less than or equal to 7. This means we put our circle at 7 just like we did with the first two, but instead we want to fill this circle in. Now we are told we want everything that is less than or equal to. This means we want all the numbers shaded that are less than 7. Again, with the arrow with the letter on the left, it makes an arrow telling you which way to shade. Very helpful. Now for the last one, once again, we need our same number line. And we have that x is greater than or equal to 7. This means that x is going to be all numbers that are more than and including 7. So we start off with our dot at 7. And since it includes 7, we're going to shade it in. Now, we are asked for all the numbers that are more than 7. By underlining it and including 7, that's what the shaded in dot indicates. And then another reminder that we always shade the arrows because those are going to be what indicates that the line goes on forever and ever, and therefore all the shading will also go on forever and ever. And it does make an arrow if you are needing a little reminder, but that will only work if the letter is on the left.